What is going on, beautiful people of the world? My name is Garrett Wolf, and I am the host of the #1 podcast for people who are trying to go from saggy flabs to six-pack abs. I've built my body over the last 8 years, and in the last 3 years, I've helped hundreds of online clients shred unwanted fat and embody the best version of themselves. Now, let's jump right into today's show. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Alpha Movement Podcast. This is the #1 show for people who are trying to go from saggy flabs to six-pack abs, all without giving up the most enjoyable aspects of their life. In today's episode, I'm going to be giving you guys 3 reasons to write down 3 gratitudes every single morning. All right, guys, if at any point during this episode you enjoy what I have to say or you take some value from this podcast, please screenshot my face, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at _Garrett Wolf, and I will reshare it to my story and send you a free gift. Other than that, guys, this is 3 reasons to write down 3 gratitudes every single day. All right, guys, the #1 reason to write down 3 gratitudes every single day is that it sets the tone for the day. I want you guys to imagine what a typical morning is. I don't know what it looks like for you, but a typical morning for me without these gratitudes looks something like this. I wake up and I go scoundreling, I go scrafting. Sorry, I was going to say scrapting. I don't know what scrafting is. I go scoundreling, I go scrapping. I look for my phone right away. All right. And the first thing you see in the day, the first thing you interpret, the first thing you kind of take in or digest, first thing in the morning, I'm talking about right when you wake up, right when your eyes open, is going to be the thing that sets the tone for the rest of the day, because that's going to be the mindset that you build off of from there. And I don't know about you guys, but when I grab my phone, typically I'll go for TikTok right away. If I don't have any kind of structure, if I don't have any kind of system in place, I'll go directly for TikTok. All right, guys, and I don't know about you, but TikTok is not the most um mindset healthy place in the world. It's probably one of the least mindset healthy places in the world. It could be positive, it could be negative what pops up on my feed. I could see a billion comments that are hateful. I could see a billion comments that are positive. I could see a random video that's positive, or I could see a random video that's negative. And it's going to set the tone for the rest of the day depending on what kind of thing you see. So I don't know about you guys, but maybe you're someone that opens Instagram, or maybe you're someone that opens up your texts, or maybe you're someone that opens up Facebook, or maybe you don't open any social medias at all. Maybe you just go on there to check your email, to check your messages, to figure out kind of, what you missed while you were asleep. And this, it can be a good thing or it can be a problem, right? It can be a good thing if it's something positive, and that's going to be what it is 50% of the time, or it can be something negative, which is what it's going to be the other 50% of the time. And so if you guys want any kind of consistency in your life, if you want any kind of consistent positive mindset activation in the morning, then that is one reason you should write down 3 gratitudes right when you open up your eyes in the morning. Because again, any kind of stimulus that you're going to get is going to set the foundation for the day that is to come. And if you guys wake up, maybe you don't even check your phone. Maybe you go out in your room. If you're living alone, this doesn't really apply to you, but maybe you go out and you see some of your roommates or some of the people that you live with, and they can either be in a positive headspace or a negative headspace for that day. And they're going to kind of spew that all over you, and you're going to be left as a victim. You're allowing yourself to be a victim to your environment. That's the problem. Whatever it is you're going to see in your life, whether it's your roommates, whether it's your social medias, whether it's your messages, whether it's your email, that's going to set the tone, and you are now a victim to your environment. And you don't want to be a victim to your environment. You want to be able to set the tone for your day however you want to set it. If you want to have a positive day, if you want to have a good day, you need to set the tone for yourself. And that's one of the reasons, one of the main reasons you should write down 3 gratitudes every single day. This is a practice that I started implementing back when I was more in like a negative headspace. I would wake up in kind of a negative headspace. It would be random as fuck. Usually I would just be waking up and I would kind of be responding to the dream that I had the night before, right? And again, the dream can either be positive or negative depending on your environment, depending on how you are in your life or what kind of headspace you're at in your life. And so you're a victim to your environment, and you don't want to be a victim to your environment. You want to set up your environment to be a victim to you, to be a victim to your mentality. Set up your environment so that you can become the response that is in accordance with the person you want to become And that's the environment that you want to craft. That's the environment that you want to cultivate, the kind of environment that you want to curate, right? That's why I talk about inside of the academy how you should take your beliefs, something that you want to become, and put them in your environment as posters, whether it be a vision board like I have, whether it be a whiteboard, whether it be little note cards, flashcards that you can read out in the morning. This is what's going to set the tone for the rest of the day. And so this is why I implemented the practice of writing 3 gratitudes every single day, which, mind you, takes like 5 to 35 seconds. Literally takes 5 to 35 seconds to set the tone for the day, get your mindset right, get yourself going, and get yourself ready to rock and roll and smash the day. And this brings me to my number 2 reason. And that is that your frequency is what you frequently see. So if you find yourself being a negative person throughout the day, if you find yourself being in a negative headspace throughout the day, if you find yourself focusing on the negatives more than the positives, then you will become a negative vibration. You will be somebody who lives in this sort of negative headspace. You'll be somebody that lives in this negative area, and you're going to be frequently seeing negativity in your life because your frequency is what you frequently see. And if you're frequently seeing negative energy, then you're frequently going to be a negative person. Your frequency will frequently be negative because you're frequently seeing negativity. And that is not something that you want to be. I see this with so many people. It's like they're always focusing on the negative. I don't want to call out anybody, but a couple people that I know, maybe I should call them out, but I won't this time. I'll be merciful this time to these kind of negative people. But it's like they're working a normal job, right? You can be working a normal job, and they'll come to me and be like, yo, work was terrible today. Like, all these people, this bad thing happened, that bad thing happened, this bad person talked to me, this boss was being a dickhead. And I'm like, great, that's awesome. What positive things happened at work today? Because I am 100% sure, with 100% certainty, that you can pick and choose just as many positive things that happened today rather than negative things that happened to you today. Because that's the thing. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Right? So if you're frequently seeing negativity, then you should search for the seed of adversity. You should search for the seed that is positive. Look for the fucking opportunity. Look for the seed of opportunity within the adversity that you're experiencing. I could take every single one of those negative things and I could turn it, I could put a spin on it, and I could make it positive out of thin air. Because it's like yin and yang, guys. There can't be light without dark. So if you're seeing dark, there's light in the situation. That's the reality. That's the thing. That's like the beautiful thing about life. That's why it's so amazing to be alive. Is because if you look at it from this grim mindset, you look at it from like, oh, everything's out to get me. I'm a victim. Like my world sucks. My life sucks. You're just looking at the darkness. Your frequency is negative, and you're frequently seeing negativity. So if you just turn it, you put a spin on it, you change the way you look at things. The things you look at will change. If you look at these negative situations within your life and you just spin it to be positive, find the seed of opportunity within the adversity, then you will frequently be a positive person. That's the difference between someone who's optimistic and someone who's just pessimistic all day long, is that the optimistic person looks at something negative and is like, there's a seed of opportunity within this adversity. I'm not buried in this dirt. I'm planted in it, right? And if you can fall on your back, you can look up. And if you can look up, you can get up. And there is nothing in this world that is negative enough that doesn't have a seed of opportunity that is of equal or greater value to the negativity that you're choosing to see. That's the truth. That's the brutal, honest truth. So if you find yourself being a negative person throughout the day, it's because you're frequently seeing negativity. And if you look at that negativity, put a little spin on it, become a little bit optimistic with it, and just try to find the seed of opportunity that is of equal or greater value to the negativity that you're choosing to see, then you can change your frequency. You can turn it around and frequently become a positive person. And I'm just here to I'm not here to preach or tell you how you should live your life, but which do you want to be? Do you want to be someone who's positive all the time, or do you want to be someone who's negative all the time? Think about, if you're a negative person, think about all the negative people that come into your life and they lower your frequency and they make you feel like shit. This is the kind of frequency that you're spewing all over other people. You're bringing down other people's vibrations. This is the unfortunate truth. Like, this is not just my opinion. If you're coming in with a negative energy, with something negative to say about the world, then you're actively bringing down other people's frequencies. And this is likely due to the fact that you're frequently seeing negative things rather than frequently seeing positive things. And it can be the same situation. It could be the same situation. Maybe your boss comes into work and he's like, yo, I know you wanted to have the weekend off, but unfortunately you're going to have to work this weekend, right? Because we need extra people. We need people to work. You could easily spin that and be like, oh,
Fuck, man. I wanted to stay home this weekend and watch some Netflix. I wanted to stay home this weekend and really, really relax because I've been working hard. I've been working hard all this week and I just want to go home and relax. That's negative. You can look at that from a negative standpoint. Sure, it's fair. It's validated. You're experiencing something that can be seen as negative. But what if you look at it like this? I've been working really hard. I've been working really hard. I'm almost reaching my barrier. I'm almost at the breaking point, but maybe if I come in these next 2 days on Saturday and Sunday and work throughout the weekend, maybe I'll meet someone new. Maybe I'll meet someone new. Maybe I'll make it my mission to meet somebody new over this weekend and try to spark up a conversation and make a new relationship. Or maybe I'll break through my barrier this weekend of what I think I can accomplish. Maybe I'll break through the barrier of what I think I can get done. I'll break past my breaking point and I'll spark a new breaking point. I'll break through my barrier and I'll push my boundaries so that I can reach a new height. I can reach a new level. I can reach a new breaking point. Same situation, different frequency, right? And that is a positive frequency rather than a negative frequency. And if you do this enough times throughout your life, like first thing, waking up, writing down 3 gratitudes, the 3 things you're grateful for right away, then you will frequently see positivity rather than frequently seeing negativity. And that will ultimately turn you into the person that frequently sees positive things that rather than frequently seeing negative things. And that'll turn your frequency into positivity rather than negativity. And which do you want to have? A positive frequency or a negative frequency? If you're really someone that wants to have a negative frequency, I don't even know why you're watching this podcast because that just makes no sense to me. Does it really feel better to you to be negative than it does to be positive? I don't understand people who live in this negativity and they dwell in this negativity and they love being negative all the time. It's like, dude, there is a seed of opportunity that is of equal or greater value to the negativity that you're experiencing. All you have to do is identify it. Just identify it, and you'll be able to move forward. You'll be able to push forward. And so that's the second reason you should write down 3 gratitudes every single day. And the third reason that you should write down 3 gratitudes every single day, first thing in the morning, when you open your eyes, before you do anything else, is it reminds you of what actually matters in your life. Because we're only writing down 3 gratitudes, 3 things off the top of your head. And the first 3 things that you think of are going to be the 3 things that matter the most to you. And so sometimes I wake up and I find myself like, kind of scouring for gratitudes. I'm like, what should I write down? Like, I don't really know. And then it comes to me, I'm thankful for the sun. I'm thankful for the sun because it breathes life into me. I'm thankful for the sun because it gives me vitamins. It gives me energy, ATP to live off of. It allows me to feel warm. And that's just like some people can be like, well, why even bother writing that down? Of course, I'm grateful for the sun. But if you don't see it, it doesn't become your frequency because your frequency is what you frequently see. So if you're just someone who's like, yeah, obviously I'm thankful for the sun, dude, why would I write that down? Why would I write down that I'm grateful for the sun? Because your frequency is what you frequently see. And if you're not reminding yourself that you're grateful for the sun, that you're grateful for waking up in the morning, that you're grateful for the warm weather today, that you're grateful for waking up in your warm fucking bed, then it won't become your frequency. You won't frequently see what you need to frequently see, to frequently be, to frequently become a positive person. That's what it is. That's the difference. You need to frequently see these things if you want to change your frequency into positivity. Because negative people, they never focus on the things that are good in their life. They're always focusing on the things that are bad. They never remind their brain that they're grateful for waking up in a warm bed, that they're grateful that they have breakfast in their pantry, that they're grateful that they have parents who love them, that they're grateful that they have a partner who cares about them, that they're grateful for having friends who hit them up and actually give a fuck about their life, that they're grateful for having the sun that shines so bright on them in the morning, that they're grateful for seeing the moonlight at night because it's so beautiful how it glistens and stares at me, and how humans have somehow stepped foot on this ball of grayness, of ash, of nothingness, and that humans actually made it over there, and that people can travel, and that I'm grateful for being alive. I'm grateful that I can even smell fresh air. I'm grateful that I don't live in a state or in a fucking country that has disgusting polluted air, someplace like China. I'm grateful I wake up in this beautiful earth, this beautiful spinning ball of life. I'm so grateful that I woke up to this world, to this reality that is literally at my fingertips, that I can do anything I physically want to do, anything I spiritually, mentally, positively want to do in this world. I'm fucking grateful for that, man. And so you need to remind yourself these things that you're grateful for, or else your frequency will become frequently negative if you're frequently seeing negativity in your life. Don't you get it, man? Don't you get it, man? These are the 3 reasons that you should write down 3 gratitudes every single morning. Number 1, because it sets the tone for the fucking day, and if you don't set the tone yourself, something else will set it for you. Number 2 is that your frequency is what you frequently see, and if you're frequently seeing negativity, you're frequently going to be a negative person, but if you're frequently seeing positivity in your life, same situation, different outcome, you will frequently become someone who is positive rather than someone who is negative. And number 3, it reminds you of what actually fucking matters in your life, because too often do we give a fuck about worthless ass situations in your life. Too often do we give a fuck about things that don't even matter, and not often enough do we look at the things that really matter to us down to the core. These are 3 reasons to write down 3 gratitudes every single day. I'm not telling you you have to do it. I'm not telling you you should do it. I'm saying I've done it in my life, and it has completely turned me. I've always been an optimistic person. I've always been pretty positive, and honestly, the reason I'm so positive all the time is because I'm looking at situations I'm looking for the light in situations. I'm never looking for the dark. This is just how I've always been, but I'm not perfect, and I've been in negative situations in my life. And when you're in these negative situations like I was, you're looking at the negative things. You're looking at the negative outcomes. You're being the darkness. You're being the negativity. Your frequency is literally being negative. And if you can just wake up and set the tone for the day and change your frequency and remind yourself of what actually matters in your life, then you can change your frequency from negativity to positivity right away, first thing in the morning, and set the tone for the rest of the day. And it takes 5 to 35 seconds to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And if you're not willing to make a sacrifice of 5 to 35 seconds first thing in the morning, then you probably deserve the negative ramifications that come with being a negative person. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of today's podcast. A little short and sweet banger for you guys. Why you should write down 3 gratitudes every single morning. And I hope you guys got some value out of this podcast. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. If you did get some value out of this podcast, please screenshot my face, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at _Garrett Wolf, and I will reshare it to my story and send you a free gift. Other than that, guys, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful world. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next podcast episode. Peace, guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hopefully you got some value. If you did get value and you want to learn a little bit more about how you can go from saggy flabs to six-pack abs, just head over to my Instagram at _Garrett Wolf. DM me the word six-pack and I'll reach out to you and see if I can help. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you all in the next podcast episode. Peace.